Hi guys, Movietistic here. After a long hiatus, I was busy with my finals, some ideas for other segments for my show, and you're looking at graduate of 2013. Yay! Anyway, this movie. This is actually a film that I started watching trailers on YouTube. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. It's based on the same guy who wrote Rise of the Guardians, another great movie, I might add. If you haven't seen my review on it, look at my channel. Look at my videos on my channel, which is down there. And another great movie. Go see it. Go watch the review if you haven't. The movie we're going to talk today is epic. Based on the book The Leafmen and the Good Bugs. I think that's the title. I really do not remember at this point because I'm so excited. Epics is a story about a girl called MK. I know she has another name, but it's really long, so MK for short. That she gets involved into this world with these warriors called the Leafmen. Warriors like about 2 inches tall that protect the forest that is around her father's home, who is somewhat of a scientist who is trying to prove their existence because everyone else in the past thought he was crazy. Even his wife divorced him because of it. That the Leafmen are basically these warriors that protect the forest around them from these forces called the Boggins, who are basically want to rot everything from their path. MK somehow gets caught up in the middle of it. Not only is she has this sort of destiny to protect, but she also has to find a way to get back home while also helping with the Leafmen. I want to say more, but I do not want to give spoilers to any of you who have not seen the characters in the Leafmen world. First being Rowan, who is I forget his name at the moment. But Rowan is a really interesting character. He is the leader of the Leafmen. He's also the love interest of the Queen of the World. Oh crap, I forgot her name, but she's voiced by Beyonce Knowles. You could tell that Rowan really cares about her. He wants to make her safe. He puts his duty over his love for her, and that struggle that he has is really, 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 really mature for a kid's film. They don't overshadow it, they don't over-glorify it, and on with that, the Queen, Beyonce Knowles, I loved her in this movie. So motherly, so caring, so beautiful. If I was a subject in the world that they live in, I would give my absolute respects to her. She is such a great, well-done character. She's not in the film much. I won't say what because, again, it's a spoiler. But, oh my gosh, she is such a good character. Now, on to Nod, who is voiced by Josh Hutcherson. You probably remember him, again, from The Hunger Games as PETA. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like him at first. How he voiced him was a bit odd at first, but you gradually grow to like him by the time at the end of this movie. You're actually rooting for him. He actually, along with MK, he actually does do a lot of character development. He goes from this brash, young, oh, I want to do everything by myself sort of guy, I hang out for myself, to a very formidable fighter. He's willing to risk his own life for the Leafmen and the forest, and he really matures a lot in this film, and they actually treat it as a serious matter again. And then, now, we're on to the comic relief, Mud and Grub. I flippin' love these two. I'm not gonna lie, when I first saw these guys in their chair, I'm like, oh great, the obnoxious comedic relief. They're gonna over-glorify it so much, it's gonna be so annoying and they won't shut up. Surprisingly, I was wrong. They do have their funny moments, but it's not forced or anything. The comedy it feels genuine. It feels real. I don't remember, don't remember who's which. I think Mud's the slug and Grub is the slug. One of the plots in the movie is that he's trying to put the moves on MK, and just his attempts are so funny. It's just hilarious. I mean, their comedy is really good, and one of them wants to become a Leafman. I mean, the comedy, I love the fact that they don't spend a lot of time on them. I mean, they focus where the story is. It's on the story, and the placements for them is really, really good. Heck, there's even like a bullfrog, which is like this I don't know, like this underground belly sort of thing, like these illegal races sort of thing. There's literally a bullfrog voiced by Pitbull. You heard right. Pitbull is in this movie. And despite how little screen time he got, I thought he did really good. Like this tough guy, hey, you were supposed to lose, but you didn't. You broke the deal sort of thing. And I thought it was really good. Pitbull's voice really suited that character. Let's see. There was also this guy called Nim Slew. I forget his name. He's voiced by Steven Tyler. There's legitimately a bit in the film where he does like this musical number, and I'm like, it's really catchy, like and then the whole thing ends when he reads this thing. He's like, oh crap, and he has to make up a line so that way the people don't freak out. It's really, really funny. Like, he does bring out a lot of helpful advice to MK so she doesn't, walk out in the journey. And the main good guys, they're really good. They're really funny. Christoph Waltz as Mandrake. I hate to admit it, I love villains. He was legit the best part of the whole movie. I mean, the silhouette that they had for him. The silhouette of his cape, the top of it, it's a bat. Perfectly executed. Oh my gosh. The way, the shadowing and the lighting on it, the way how they did it was so perfectly well done. And Waltz does a fantastic job. He is so serious on wanting to destroy the forest. Like, he's sick and tired of, this balance and everything. He just wants everything to rot. And that's the thing. The Boggans live in, this rotted landscape. Everything's rotted and decaying. And he wants the whole forest to be like that. And just, he's so malicious, and yet at the same time, he's so funny. And that's the thing about this movie. It doesn't overshadow one another. He's not overly too malice for it to be scary for kids, but he's not too funny to making it, really stupid. It's a balance. It's balanced, ironically enough, and he did a brilliant job. He also has a son named Daga, which I would say what happens to him, but again, it's a spoiler. For the little screen time that he had, the voice actor who did him, really good job. Really, really good job. And the voices, those are my pros. Did wonderful jobs of this film. There isn't a lot of them, but I thought the reason why Mandrake decided to, get the Leafman, I thought that was, it's at the beginning of the film. Granted, it's done good, but it's kind of rushed. I mean, there are some parts feel a little rushed, like, oh, MK doing this, then they're off to one destination. That they go to destinations kind of quickly. They don't just stay one point and just talk about stuff. They just this, and that. And, okay, at some scenes it's at a disadvantage, but other times it works. But there are times where it does and doesn't work, but it's really good. Another thing I kind of had with is that we never get a clear indication on Mandrake's backstory. He even mentions his wife at one bit, which we never get a real flashback. I mean, was he always like this? Was he always like this? I mean, granted, we know he hates everything. I mean, I was kind of curious, what made him hate the Queen so much? What event caused that to happen? I mean, I'm actually kind of curious. And I also like the fact that the risk is that there is this pod that, look at, like every 100 years, the queen takes the pod and bestows her powers onto a new ruler. However, if that pod blooms in darkness instead of choosing a new ruler for the forest, that ruler would become part of Mandrake's kingdom and the whole world would be like rotted and decayed. I have to admit the film actually explained that really well. It's just, I don't know, I just really it would be kind of interesting, like, what would happen if it would, like, there was, like, would have been really cool if we got, like, a little, like, cut scene of what would actually happen, like, a little, sort of like a future sort of thing, but that's just a little nitpicking, and now, before I end this, I just have to say this, Blue Sky Studios, I don't know if there is a sequel to this book, which is done by William Joyce. He actually did, like, worked on most of the film, and it really shows. It's really good. All I have to say is, make a sequel to this movie. I mean, there is so much that isn't just explained, like the history, the customs, the cultures of the Leafmen and the forest in general, and, like, is not an MK, like, their development and whatnot of their relationship was another thing, too. Like, their relationship isn't forced or anything, like, usually in these cases, like, the person who is in this world and that person who falls in love with that person, the relationship is kind of forced, kind of awkward, but in here, again, it's genuine. But again, there has to be a sequel to this movie. It is so good. I mean, Epic, you better. It lives up to its name. It lives up to its name, at least to me. I mean, Blue Sky Studios, if this movie is popular enough with other people, make a sequel. Epic gets a rating of 9 out of 10. The first 9 out of 10. It does have a few problems, however, thankfully they're overshadowed just by the greatness and scale of this movie. And if you are a fan of fantasy worlds, like good versus evil and like good always triumphs, this is definitely the film for you. If you think it's too similar to Avatar or Ferngully, that's totally fine. That's your opinion. But again, this movie is so well done. There are some bits that are scary for kids, but other than that, it's just an amazing film. It just blew my mind. See you guys. This was my review. Again, put comments on the bottom. Don't go too crazy. What's your opinion on the film and what of, again, The Rise of the Guardians? I hope you guys will be here for another voice actor blog, another anime review, and some other ideas that I will be doing for the show. This is Movietastic signing out, and I hope you guys have a great summer. Summer of movies, it's gonna be epic. Bye!